Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. This is Jacqueline Kinoti, your transformational life coach. In the previous video, I've talked about what is parentification, where is the process of role reversal between where a child is expected to take up responsibility that are meant for the caregiver or the parent. And now what in this video I want to talk about what parentification looks like. Parentification looks like ranting about grown-up problems to the kid. You know, that those parents they don't think they are not conscious about this is a child. They don't have that emotional capability or emotional development that can able or to handle the problems that they are presenting to their children. So parentification, I've said, comes in two ways: either emotional parentification, where the parent expect the child to offer emotional support, to be there for them emotionally, and that is what it means when a child, or it can either also be instrumental parentification where the parent is expecting the child to meet responsibility. So when parentification coming about in ranting about grown-up problems, maybe going to your child and telling them how life is difficult, telling them how you can't be able to do 1, 2, and 3. And so you make this child get worried. They have to take this burden, and that's how maybe they start on being there emotionally for you, because they feel they are needed, or they feel that you need them in order to have that support that you are seeking. Or another way is complaining about your partner's problems with the kid. You know, there are those families where parentification occurs whereby the parent is always complaining about their spouse. They'll come and tell their children, your father didn't want 2 and 3, your mother didn't want 2 and 3. And this brings some both confusion to the child, because they don't know what to do. It is like you're telling them to choose who they have to stay with, who they have to trust. So as a parent, you need to be very careful on how you're bringing up the children. And I always say that if you have any unresolved issues, deal with them first, even before you're saying that you're good enough to become a parent. Or if you're already a parent and you have been doing these kind of things, then it is time that you need to work on yourself so that you can be able to embrace conscious parenting. So if you keep on complaining about the children, telling them how your partner is evil, the children are not the problem. They should not come in between the issues that you have with your spouse. You have to deal with the issues that you have with your spouse without involving the children, because it can impact them, or it always impacts them even when they go on into adulthood. Another one is failing to guide the kids through basic tasks, but expecting them to be alone, to be expecting them to be done. Sorry. So parentification means that you want a child to cook a certain food, to prepare something, but you haven't shown them how to do it, and you expect them to do it. How do you expect them to know how it is done? How is you expecting this child to know how to cook, or maybe to prepare a certain kind of food, and you haven't shown them? How are you expecting a child maybe to wash the clothes in certain way, and you haven't shown them? So you need to show them first before you tell them how to do. You can't expect someone to do something they don't know how. They have not seen any example. They have not been taught on how to do it. So if you are the parent that expect a child to do tasks that you have not even shown them, then that means you are parentifying this child. Another one is dumping emotions to the kid. When you have stress as a parent, you go and tell your kid, they are the place that you dump what is going on with you. So the child has to take this baggage, has to take this emotional baggage of the parent. My parent is hurting, I need to make them happy, I don't want to see them in this kind of place. And when the child takes that kind of role, they feel that maybe they are hindering your happiness. They feel that it is because of me that maybe my parent is not happy. It is because of me maybe my parent have divorced. It is because of me that maybe the parent is struggling, because the way they keep on dumping this emotion to the child makes the child feel they are flawed. They feel that they are not named, and they feel that maybe they are not worthy, they are not good enough. And the last one is expecting the king to take on disproportionate housework duties. You see a child who is 3 years old, or they expect him to go to the kitchen and prepare the food for the family. Or you're expecting a young child to go and work so that they can provide for the family. You're expecting a young child to be given the responsibility of taking care of the other siblings. I remember when I was young, something that really affected me. I'm the third one in our family, and our last born we have an age gap of 9 years. And so most of the time, my parents would leave me with this child. They would cry every time I was on the way. That time, I think there were no phones in the village. I've been brought up in the village. And so every time I have this baby, she would cry. And I had no that emotional capacity to able to handle the child. I have not taken care of the child before, and here comes I'm expecting to feed this baby, to soothe this baby so that they can sleep, to take care of them, and it was so overwhelming. And whenever she started crying, I also started crying. And so when you're giving a child duties that are not age appropriate, this child you're giving this kind of activities or this kind of duties is supposed to be enjoying what childhood is, because you cannot bypass this age. You have to go the age development has to take place according to how it's supposed to be. And so this kind of things, this kind of stress, when you're exposing your child to this kind of stress now and then it impacts them how they grow up, how they regulate their emotions. Because I usually say our experiences matter a lot. How a child has been brought up, or the kind of relationship the child forms in the childhood determines how they are going to be in the adulthood. So it's very important as parents to be very conscious. If you haven't handled the issues that you have, the pain, the baggages, don't just go and dumping them to the child. Don't just go and project them to your child. It doesn't mean because you are hurt, you're abused, you do the same to your child. No, we need to raise a healthy generation. We need to break these unhealthy generation patterns. We need to challenge these limiting beliefs so that we can have a healthy society. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.